for today's Decay, where we celebrate births and beginnings of everything important since the dawn of time. January 24th edition, all day. And what happened? Today, in 1862, Edith Wharton was born, who was a New York City socialite. I feel like it's like Gilded Age or earlier social circles, at a point of which women were not supposed to be, or women of her status, I guess, were not supposed to be writing. And so she was kind of doing this like in secret, I suppose. House of Mirth, right? Becomes like her first big thing, but she wrote a whole bunch of ghost stories. I have a paperback collection here of some of them. Yeah. And I believe did a series of like collections of like classic ghost stories as well, which I used to have, but I don't think I do anymore. Yeah, Edith Wharton doesn't give up the ghost, and neither should you on the day she was born, 1862. Toots Washington, born today, 1907, a New Orleans boogie-woogie piano player. I've never been to New Orleans. I have to rectify that at some point. We've never been to New Orleans. Maybe Louis should come with, huh? I don't know. C.L. Moore, born today, 1911. Let's turn this one up to 11, shall we? C.L. Moore was Catherine Lucille Moore, but she wrote in astounding science fiction and weird tales like this one right here, for instance, under the name C.L. Moore, because she somewhat alluded to in the Edith Wharton situation, women maybe were welcome in supernatural and ghost stuff, but they really were not welcome in fandom and, like, you know, science fiction and horror, which is, none of this makes any sense. I can't really put my brain into this decade that we're talking about. So there were a series of writers at the time, not that many. It really was a male-oriented closed-door club, but there was a handful of women who wrote under pseudonyms and even had like illustrations depicting that they were male, accompanied with their work. C.L. Moore did not choose her pen name with that in mind, but specifically because she loved writing weird fiction, but this was not paying the bills. If you were published in one of these magazines in the 20s or 30s, you were being paid very, very little. She had a day job and didn't want to be associated with what she was doing that like gave her passion, you know. Henry Kuttner wrote her, who was also a published writer in weird tales, and they struck up a friendship. He didn't know that C.L. Moore was a woman. I guess just assumed she was a he. They hit it off, and a couple of years later, they got married, lo and behold. And if I remember correctly, I think the two of them, I think once they got married or once they got together, decided to combine their efforts and collaborate on stories together. And that I know of, neither one of them ever wrote anything without the other one's contribution again. I mean, it's pretty damn romantic, don't you think? Yeah. What else? Jack Scott, born today, 1936. Is there anybody cooler? The Way I Walk, Leroy. So many good ones. So good. Yeah. Haji, born today, 1946. Faster Pussycat, Kill Kill, and Motorpsycho. I had seen Motorpsycho many years ago, and it just didn't. Maybe I was just having an off day. I don't know. Whatever. Rewatching it in the modern era, Motorpsycho is fabulous. This is a movie that deserves a lot more attention. Faster Pussycat, Kill Kill, obviously iconic, but Motorpsycho is kind of right up there with it, or at least a close second. Very close. Yeah, what else? The Twilight Zone episode number 12 looks just like you. First aired today, 1964. Oh, we've got that whole collection right here, which maybe that's what we should do later today. I don't know. It's possible. But that's the competition is pretty difficult today, because also in 1968, Danger Diabolique premiered. This movie, oh, I love this. I could watch this over and over and over again. Completely insane. Completely insane. So that is it. The whole damn day, January 24th. So what are you gonna do with your day? It's not my business. I have my work cut out for me though. So till tomorrow. Goodbye.